was the youngest female athlete to do a full Ironman.
I mean, I would love to know this attitude because this mindset would help a lot of people.
Like when I take up something, I get into it really fast, and if I like it, it's even faster, and I love what I'm doing. After every race, I have like this thing where I choose like the best food that I can have. So for New Zealand, it was I had a burger, and for Germany, it was doner kebab.
Oh, nice.
I really want to inspire like the next generation of female athletes.
Wonderful. That's an amazing thing to have on the bucket list.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Beyond Real Boundaries. I'm your host, Supriti. Some journeys are about speed, others are about stamina, and then there are journeys like Renee's where grit shows up at every stage, from balance beams to finish lines. She was a gymnast training 8 hours a day as a child until a ligament tear nearly stopped her dream mid track. But instead of quitting like the sports person she is, she found a new arena, that is endurance sports. By 18, she became one of India's, or she became India's youngest Ironwoman, racing across miles of water roads with sheer willpower. This is a story of failing, switching gears, and daring to go further than anyone ever thought was possible. And if you have ever wondered what it really takes to keep showing up when it gets tough, this podcast is for you. Stay tuned.
Welcome to the show, Renee. It's great to have you here. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling really good. Thank you for calling me and giving me this chance to be on your podcast. It really means a lot.
It feels proud that I'm taking a podcast of a person who has achieved so much at such a young age. We know about all of your achievements from Google. Google knows so much about you that there's nothing extra that we can add right now. But we would love to know Renee as a person. So what kind of child were you?
Yeah, so I think I was a very energetic child. Like I used to keep jumping, and then if I saw something on the TV, like I saw someone doing a cartwheel or something, I would try it in the house. Like I used to jump a lot, and before I started gymnastics, like I was like upside down half of the time, and that's why my parents decided to put me in for gymnastics class. So, and I really liked it.
Now I know what drew your parents to put you in gymnastics. What drew you to gymnastics? Like what do you remember the first time you went to the gymnastics class and how did you feel about it?
It was like long, long ago, but I remember like I was really small, and so when I saw the whole thing, there were like trampolines, and there were like lots of equipment that I've not seen before, and I was really excited to try all of it. So there's this one day where our coach, he was like advancing. I mean, he was uh, putting all of the students into like the next level. So I remember that day, and it was really nice.
So you remember your coach putting you to the next level,
Yeah.
right? How old were you then?
I don't know. I think it was like 1 year after doing. I mean, 1 year after training. I think I was like 8 years maybe.
Gymnastics, as I would know, it needs a lot of body control and a lot of flexibility, right? Flexibility, yes, I understand you were just 7 years old and kids are flexible. But how did you have so much of body control when you were so tiny?
So I think it was training. So as a gymnast, I was more on the flexible side. So I had to work a lot on my strength. So you need both when you do gymnastics. So I was more on the flexible side. So I needed to do a lot of training, strength training to like get the strength part up. I did a lot of like uh, physiotherapy to like uh, balance this flexibility and the strength part of it.
For any sports person, you would you would need to be quite disciplined, right? And at that age, how did you get that discipline?
So I think when you say discipline, it's like your mindset mainly, because you need to be more focused. And I think because that is all I knew growing up, so maybe it came easy to me. I just had to like stay focused on one thing, and that's
Yeah.
how I could do what I wanted to do and do what I was
Okay.
supposed to do.
So when you came back home after your practice, was there something else that you trained with your parents that also added to what you were already training for?
So my training used to get over at 8:30 in the evening, maybe 9, and then used to take like 1 hour, 1.5 hour to reach back home. So when I used to go home, I was really tired, so I just ate my food, and then I used to go to sleep.
Okay.
So you were you in India that time?
Yeah, I used to live in
Okay.
Mumbai.
You started your gymnastics at 7, right?
Yeah, 6
When
I
you were
think. Yeah.
6. And then you had your first ligament tear in 2018, right? Can you walk us through that period, how it felt? Because I'm pretty sure you would be young then, right?
Yeah, I was 12 years old, and it happened at a competition.
Oh, it happened at a competition. Okay.
I was very upset. Like I thought I would do it,
Yeah.
but then I mean I would continue because there was just one last thing left. If I had to do that, my recovery would have taken more time. So out of those three ligaments, two, 1.5 was torn. So I took 6 months to like get back, maybe 8 months to get back to where I was earlier. So there was
Okay.
no point of really pushing it and like
Hmm.
putting all the stress on my body just to do that one thing, and then spend even more time to recover. Like because I was growing up, like I was 12, I did need
Yeah.
surgery. So
Hmm.
for a month they had put a cast. So the doctor he had put like a cast, so I was off that leg for 6 weeks,
Okay.
and I was on crutches, and it was a difficult time because all my friends they continued training, and they were getting
Hmm.
better, but then
Yeah.
I had to like focus on myself that time. And I remember I used to go to school during that whole time where I was injured. So that was actually maybe the first time I went to school um after starting the very starting like the like the elite training, like the 8 hour training.
Okay.
So this is the first time I was going to school every day and like focusing
Okay.
on my studies. Yeah.
Of course, physio would have helped you.
Yeah, a lot.
I would love to know. I mean, of course, family support was there. I would love to know how your family supported you through this entire time, because you were still a kid, you're still small, and this ligament tear, that too in during an event, would have actually impacted a child, right?
Yeah, I mean, it would have impacted anybody. I mean, there
Yes.
are like professional
Yeah.
athletes also that get injured, and they also have to go
Yeah.
through it. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
my parents, they helped me a lot. They they like kept me motivated enough to go for go to the gym to train. And it was like the little things, like they would say, oh, if you put in the effort now, you'll get back to the sport faster, stronger. And even my sister, so I spent so much of time with her, and she just she's like my safe space. Like I love
Yeah.
just talking to her, spending time with her. And I mean, we do fight, but during this
Of
time she was
course.
like extra nice to me.
The siblings fight. If they don't fight, they're not siblings.
I know.
Yeah.
And your sister is younger to you, right?
Yeah, she's 4 years younger
Okay.
than me.
So when you were 12, she would be 8. So yeah, so she would still be small, and even she understanding your condition and supporting you mentally is quite an appreciable thing. Are you a typical elder sibling? Like, do you make your younger sibling like work for you? Like, get you water, get you things?
It worked till a certain age, but then it stopped. But I think I'm very protective of her.
Yeah. I think that's again siblings. They fight they fight with each other, but again they fight with the world for their siblings. Great. This brings us to the second segment of our podcast where we understand, after a decade of being in gymnastics, why and how did you move to running and swimming?
Yeah, so when I was 16, I wanted to try something new, something that I had not tried before. So I started running.
Okay.
And I started running with my dad. And he used to run, so I used to just join him for his runs. And I really liked it, and I felt like I could do more, like distance wise. So I kept like increasing it, and I liked it.
Right.
And I had never tried swimming before. So I joined like a class and I learned
Okay.
how to swim, and I like that too. And then I met my coach, uh, Shankar Thapa, and then I started training, and he introduced me to like the whole world of triathlons, the distances, different things that I could do, and I really like the long distance. So I stuck with that.
So even for running, did gymnastics and of course the stamina would have helped. Was there any was there anything different that you had to do for running to build stamina, or how did it go?
So it was a little different
Okay.
because like for gymnastics it's like short bursts. So it's like a
Right.
1.5 minute routine for all of them. So and long distance running is like more endurance. So I'll be running for like 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, more than that.
Since you're in Mumbai, was it the Mumbai Pune road you started with? Like, where did you start running and cycling? Yes. Yeah.
I do think that road would be a really good road to have a race on. I think they do have some races on there, but I've never cycled on that Mumbai Pune road. Uh, I have cycled on the Gujarat highway.
Okay.
Yeah, so before my first Ironman, I had done a 100 kilometer ride with my coach. I had done 100 kilometers indoor, but on the road, that was my first 100 kilometers.
So one thing that I find really is whatever sport you take up, you just go all in. When you enroll with gymnastics, a lot of people do a lot of training, but not. I don't think I've met a lot of people who take each sport uh, that seriously that they want to go to a particular level in that sport. Were you always like that? Do you whatever you take up, do you take it up and make sure you be the best in that? I mean, I would love to know this attitude because this is going to help a lot of people and not just sports people. This mindset would help a lot of people.
Yeah, I think that is kind of like my personality. Like when I take up something, I get into it really fast, and if I like it, it's even faster, and I love what I'm doing. So yeah, I did that for gymnastics too. Like I started training, and I did that for triathlons too. But that it was more distance wise, and I think I should give myself a little more time to improve for my triathlon journey. And yeah, I do that. I'm a little competitive. I like to compete with myself. Like I remember. I was just going to add yeah. Statement. Yeah, yeah. I love like going, making like getting new personal bests, like personal PBs, and like I remember when I was training for Hamburg, there were 3 weeks, and all those 3 weeks I had to do 25 kilometers run on Sundays. So I remember the first week I was like, I did it in 2 hours 40 minutes. Then the second week I did it in, I got it down like by 10 minutes. Then and the third week I got it down by another 10 minutes. And I loved seeing that, and it was so normally I don't get to see that really fast, because even for my Ironman I did it after 1 year, and this is like, so because this was my training and I was doing it after every week, so it's like a really like a tick mark, tick mark, tick mark, and it's like satisfying to see my timing improve like that.
It's like a little pat on your back.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll take our audience through here uh, through your sports milestones a bit for them to clearly identify when you mention each of the things or the events that you have participated in?
So I started gymnastics at the age of 6, and I really loved it. And I got into it really fast, and I was improving, and I could see progress. So I got shifted to the next level, the next level, the next level. And then I think when I was like 11, I went for a summer camp, like a gymnastics summer camp. And so it was a whole day camp. I was going in the morning, coming back in the in the night. And I liked it. And then I decided that I really want to do this. So we started doing that. I think I was 11 when I did that. When I started training like that, like the whole year round. And I did that for maybe 4 years. Except during the time where I got injured, I couldn't go. I mean, I couldn't train the whole day. But yeah, so I was training for like 8 hours a day. I was training for um, competitions, like competitive stuff, and I was like competing. Like, so I think the competition season started in August or September. So we were like competing till March, and then again we would train, and I liked it. It was nice. And then at 16, I started triathlons, and I really like that too. And I felt like I could always do more, so I chose the Ironman distance, and I really liked it. So I did my first Ironman in New Zealand in 2024, and after I completed that Ironman, I was the youngest female athlete to do a full Ironman. So in India, and even based on all of the records on the internet and all of the uh, information everywhere, I could be one of the youngest athletes in the world to do that. And I did my second one in 2025, so this year in June. And so this was at Hamburg, so it was the Ironman European Championships. And I reduced my time by 2.5 hours, so I was really happy.
Wow, but 2.5 hours. Wonderful.
I think I could have maybe shaved off a little more time, but the weather conditions were really bad. So there was a hailstorm during my cycle ride. So the swim started was delayed by 1 hour, I think, because there was a thunderstorm, and we had to wait till it cleared off, and then the swim would start. And there was a lot of rain. Actually, even for the first one, there was a lot of rain, but for the second one, I was more prepared. Like I knew what to do if there was rain.
So now, when you said you knew what to do when there was a rain, is there a different strategy that you have to apply? Or like how does it impact your performance?
It does, because when it rains, there's wind normally, so you need to like change your strategy. So if it's a straight highway road and there's no wind at all, I mean you're cruising the whole thing and it's very easy. But then when it rains, you need to take a little more care, because you need to take a little more care because the road, it gets wet, and sometimes there's like gravel on the road, so you need to navigate the road also to find the best route possible.
All this started like you're running and swimming and cycling. Did it start after you met Coach Thapa? Like, did it start seriously after you met Coach Thapa?
Like before I met him, my running training, it was not very structured. He gave me a plan that I needed to follow in order to improve and see that progress. So it was very helpful, and he actually did my first Ironman with me.
Oh, okay.
It was like a very memorable experience.
Wonderful. He must be so proud.
He is like amazing. So he's been very motivating. Even his accomplishments, he's done so much. Like he's done a Ultraman, he's done like Comrades, and I want to do Comrades, but maybe next year.
Okay. Are you training for that?
Currently, I want to do an Ironman on every continent. So I'm done with two, and there are four more.
So is that in your bucket list?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like I'm done with two.
I would love to see your bucket list once, because your bucket list would be very different from a lot of people's bucket list. Because let's say my bucket list is one of the things is would be going to Norway and watch the aurora.
Northern Lights, yeah.
Yes, the Northern Lights. I don't think a lot of people's bucket list would have Ironman in all the continents.
I just ticked off something recently. So last week I did a 50-kilometer run. So I had
Okay.
like this number 50 in my mind. Like,
Okay.
and I was like done with it and I just did it. I went for it.
Yeah.
So I was
Yeah.
training for it, but I did it by myself. So I didn't wait for a race. I just did it
Yeah.
on the 9th of September. I'm so happy I did it because now I'm not like thinking if I could do it, what if I can't do it, stuff like that. So now I've just gotten it over with. So I'm happy I did that.
Nice. So you set yourself a target, and then you train yourself to do it, and then you do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's actually a wonderful thing. A lot of people need to learn that, and that takes a lot of discipline and a lot of self motivation. I think it's really difficult to be disciplined without self motivation. So when you met Coach Thapa, was it that you decided you wanted to do Ironman, or he encouraged you on the go that maybe let's try an Ironman?
So when I met him, I had never cycled on the road before. I had never done any open
Okay.
water swimming. So it was gradual. So I saw him doing an Ironman. So I think he did like two Ironmans. Like
Okay.
since the time I met him, like in
Okay.
1 year. So
Wow.
and I really saw like the whole thing, like how long the whole day is and what it takes. It like sparked something in me. Like I wanted to do that. So then we decided that I want to train for a full Ironman. So you need to be 18 to do an Ironman. So I turned 18 in 2024 in Jan. So the first full
Yeah.
Ironman after that was Ironman New Zealand. So we registered for it and I did it. We did it together,
Wonderful.
yeah.
So did you meet Coach Thapa on purpose? Like how did you find him?
Oh, so my dad, he actually called the Indian Triathlon Federation and then they gave like a list of coaches and Shankar
Okay.
sir, he was like he was the closest coach like
Okay.
near where I lived. So and
Mm-hmm.
also he's like one of the best coaches. So
Right.
I decided to meet him. I mean, we set like an appointment and we met him for the first time. Like me and my dad, we both went together to meet him, and we really it
Okay.
just worked.
So do you remember maybe the initial few times meeting him, and what was his reaction? Like how did he encourage you? Any moment that'll always be there with you?
I think when he trained me, maybe the first 6 months they were very tough, and then after that I
Yeah.
got used to it. And also, yeah, for the moment, so when I did my first Ironman, every time we met, he was like, Renee, are you
Yeah.
okay? Is everything okay? And he was just checking in
Yeah.
on me the whole race, like every time we met. So um I think I met him like twice during the cycle ride, and like
Okay.
we met a lot of times during the run because it was 4 loops and the cycle ride was only
Mm-hmm.
two. So every time I saw him, he would be like, Renee, everything, you're going very good, very good. I mean, keep going. This is a good pace.
Yeah.
We're gonna finish it, and then he waited for me at the finish line, and then we have like this picture of both of our medals, and after I
Oh.
finished, yeah.
I'm just thinking from his point of view, must have been such a proud moment.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, wonderful, great. Okay, so this brings us to this third segment of our podcast, where we would want to understand the mindset behind the sports person. So, when your training was at peak with Coach Thapa, how did a day look like?
So I think maybe 2 months before the Ironman, my all of those volumes, they start increasing, my training volumes. So I was training for maybe um 15 hours a week, maybe more than that, 15 to 20 hours. So I would get up at 5 o'clock, and then I would have my swimming session. So I would train for 1.5 hours, and then after that I would run, and then I would go back home, I would get ready, and then I would go for my class, and then I would study till lunch, and then I ate lunch, and then I would like do my assignments and stuff, assignments and study for my exams, and then from 5 o'clock again I used to train. Distances wise, swimming I used to do maybe 8 kilometers, 8 to 10 kilometers a week. Cycling I used to do 150 to 180 kilometers a week. Running I used to do 42, more than 42 kilometers a week.
So when you were doing all of this, you mentioned that you would come back home and study for exams.
Yeah.
As a kid, what did you find tougher? Or did you find exams tougher? Or did you find your training tougher?
I do get a little stressed before my exams, but I just need to like focus a little more on studying during that time. So I'm sure like I've done everything and I'm ready to give the exam. Like I have to be fully prepared. I did not get very stressed about training. Like maybe one day before the Ironmans, I have like I get these feelings. I get a little nervous. But I think that's normal. And I mean, you have to learn to deal with it. I mean, it can't take over your whole life. Like you need to learn how to balance them. But it's normal to be a little nervous before a big event, a big race, or before exams also.
Oh, of course. I mean, that's a skill that people need to know how to balance. So, how did you balance? What was your way of balancing? Because I think everybody has different ways of coping with nervousness, or balancing or managing nervousness. So, how did you do it?
So I think for me, it was just giving more time to what was required. So if I had an exam coming up, I would give more time to studying during the week. And if I had a race coming up, I would focus more on training. And it was just about being fully prepared for whatever I'm doing. So whether it was an exam, whether it was a race, whether it was like a training session, like a time trial training session, I have to give my best, whatever it is.
Of course, when you would train, there would be times when you would certainly feel super tired, but then you still know that there's still some training left. How did so did you go up and talk to your coach that no, we are done for the day, or would you push yourself and just get it done with the training?
So yeah, I did do have a lot of hard training sessions, but uh, depends on what kind of pain it is. So if it is like an injury kind of pain, you have to tell your coach that we need to do something about it, otherwise it'll get worse. But if it is more of like a tiredness kind of pain, like I could push more, then I do push more, because that time where you want to quit during a training session, that end part of it, that is, and when you push through that, that is what is going to help you on the race day. So when you're tired, like you're like all of the fuel in your tank is over, you just need to keep going, and a lot of that is mental. So those hard training sessions, they help.
That's a wonderful thing to say, because I feel a lot of us quit when we reach that level, when we are tired and we don't push further. But I think after you push, you get a sense of achievement. Yeah. And that motivates you, and I think you get a lot of self confidence as well, because you know that you pushed through something that you could just have stopped there.
Sometimes even your body surprises you. So like last week I had a really good training, like a swim session, and I was so fast, like I didn't know I could go that fast, and I realized that after I finished the swim. Sometimes your body surprises you. You never know what you're capable of till you try.
for me, when things get very tough, I would go back to seeing my achievements from when I was a kid, or while growing up, I had certain achievements that I am really proud of. And so a lot of times, of course, we as human beings, we get demotivated, right? So I go back and watch a few of the pictures. I talk to my friends. I talk to my parents about it. And so when you get demotivated, um, I know you push yourself, but sometimes you would also want some external push, right? So what kind of external push do you usually get?
If it happens during a training session, like when I'm working out, I try to focus on that set or that moment and I get through it. If it happens, if it's just like a day, I'm having a tough day, I do think to myself, like, there's like a video in my head of me crossing the Ironman, and I'm like, oh my god, Rennie, you've done an Ironman, like, you can do whatever you set your mind to. And these are like the things that keep playing in your head. And even my it's family helps a lot. It's very important to have a good circle of people around you because it helps you be your best self. So I'm very thankful that I have my parents, my sister, my family, my friends, my coach. Like all of these people, they're so important in my life. Like without them, I feel like it would be very, very difficult to get to where I am right now. It'll help me in the future too. So it's very important, yeah.
I think the best part about this support system is when you're down, they lift you up. But when you are just too much of yourself, they ground you.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's very important.
you did a good job. Now
You can do better.
so do you also get similar talks from your coach when you're too happy about a certain thing that you've done in your training, and you're like gloating कि आज मैंने ये कर दिया ये, and does he tell you कि ठीक है अब calm down हो गया, we celebrated, let's move on?
I don't think I do get that much about yeah, but there are sometimes like I do that more with my parents, I think. Yeah.
So as we were talking, my handball coach, when I remember when we were playing senior nationals, and there was the first goal of the innings I scored, and I was so happy about it. I was like, I was not ready to go back to the field to continue the match. I was just jumping around, doing high fives, and then he caught me by my t-shirt and he brought me back. Like, done, celebrating done. Let's go back and play. But yeah, we need some people like that in our support system who who keep us grounded as well. When you are training, Renee, what seems harder? Does the training seem harder, or actually running one or performing in the Ironman seems harder?
The training is hard, but I mean, at the same time, even like the Ironman race day was one of the hardest days of my life. But I think training sessions are even harder because that's what prepares you for the race. And there's literally no way you can fully be prepared for the Ironman because you cannot control the weather, you cannot control the roads. There are lots of things that are out of your control. So you need to focus on the things that are within your control and make the most out of it. So for both of my Ironmans, I said there was a rain, there was a rain, there was a thunderstorm, and there was rain. And for my second Ironman, there was even a hailstorm during the cycle ride. So it's always good to do whatever you can in your control, like be fully prepared. But you need to be strong, mentally tough to be prepared for that day. And even that day, it's a long day. Like you're spending maybe 12, 14, 16 hours out there running, cycling, and swimming. And you need to be strong mentally and tough to get through that day.
So during this hailstorm, did you ever see there would be a lot of participants. So did you ever see anybody backing out during these tough times during the Ironman race?
I don't think I have, but I've seen some really scary accidents happen. And so,
Oh,
because of the rain, there was like stones
yeah.
and like gravel on the road. So, I saw someone slip right in front of me, and this is at the
Oh,
start of the cycle race. So, then I just had to like
yeah.
go from the
Yeah.
side, and then the ambulance and the medics they came to help him. Uh,
Mm.
and I think I mean, it was maybe just bad luck, but I think maybe he continued and he finished the race. But it's very
Right.
important to be careful when it rains.
Like when you see such things right in front of your eyes, it certainly is a shock at that moment, right? And then bringing yourself back from that shock and getting into the race, and again thinking about the race, and how do you, like, what goes on in your mind during that phase?
It's very scary when stuff like that happens, and
Right.
you just need to focus on each pedal. So that's what I did. So I was focusing on each pedal to just like get myself
Yeah.
to like my normal mindset and to like
Right.
ground myself, because it's scary when that happens. Like you also start
Mm.
getting like these thoughts that what if this happens to me, but
Right.
at that moment you just need to focus on yourself. And for this, there's actually one picture during my run. So I'm out here,
Okay.
and there's another person out here, and there's a ambulance behind, and there's a
What?
person in the van, like sitting, like
Okay.
a triathlete who was doing the race, and he's just sitting out there. And I don't know, I think he was like getting help or something. But
Okay.
I didn't know that happened. I when I saw the race day pictures, that's when I saw that there was this moment happened.
There's one thing I learned uh, from this is when things around get tough, you focus on what you're doing and try to be in the present, right? When you said you were focusing on each pedal, I think that is also a technique in psychology. When you focus on your breath,
Yeah.
when things are not going your way and you're getting anxious and as such, that brings me to this question that, I mean, when you're physically training for a triathlon, are you also, how do you train yourself mentally? Like, yeah, how do you do that? Is there a particular process that you follow, or how do you do that?
I think having a psychologist is very important to
Right.
to prepare you. So when I did gymnastics and I got injured,
Yeah.
and coming back to the sport, it was scary. So my sports psychologist, she helped me a lot to get through that phase. Like it's very different because you're like you're at the best form that
Yeah.
you have been in your whole life, and then you get this injury, and then you're just
Yeah.
not doing anything. You can't do anything, and getting back slowly and gradually to where you were before, it does require a lot of mental preparation. Yeah. So
Yeah.
sports psychologists help a lot.
Do you still see sports psychologists before you go into uh, a triathlon or an Ironman?
So I'm not seeing a psychologist right now, but I do use a
Right.
lot of techniques that she's given me.
Yeah, it makes sense. Once you know the techniques and you're practicing it, you only uh, go see a psychologist when it's a need. But that actually helps us understand that training physically for sports is important, but you'll also have to train yourself mentally too, for such occasions.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
100%. It needs to be the same. Like, as much as you're training physically, you need to train that same thing mentally.
While you were preparing, or during your entire tenure of practicing and training for triathlon and different sports, how did your nutrition look like? Did you have a certain kind of nutrition that you followed, or 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 did you have a nutritionist with you, or did your coach help you with that?
Yeah, I did have a nutritionist with me, so I have been following like a diet since I did gymnastics. So it did change a lot from when I switched to triathlons, because I was, so during the race day you consume a lot of gels and you need to get used to it, like your body needs to get used to it, and not everything works. So that was like a trial and error phase. And my coach also helped me a lot because I tried the gels he was using and what he suggested, and they worked. So some of them worked. So because he does Ironmans himself, he knows what it takes. So he also has like really good insights on nutrition, when to fuel, how to fuel. And even now that I've done two Ironmans, even I can tell like when my body needs it, when I at what kilometer I need to take that gel, and when at what intervals I need to take that gel. So I think my nutrition has also improved compared to my first Ironman. It didn't happen the way I wanted it to. I mean, I tried to take it in, but it was just not happening. Like I was trying to have the gel, but I couldn't do it. But in the second one, I knew when I needed to take each gel, and it was much easier.
So maybe to sum it up all, you trained for, of course, you've trained physically for your physical endurance. Nutrition helped you, and you also trained yourself for situations where it might get difficult mentally. Right. Okay. Great. Okay. So this brings us to our fourth segment, where we do a little bit of rapid fire. We call it quick laps. Just whatever comes to your mind when I ask the question, just answer it. Okay. Okay. One. What is your pre-race pump up ritual?
I listen to Fantasy, the song. So it's a Mariah Carey song. And also, even before the Ironman starts, so before the swim starts, they play Thunderstruck, like on the speaker, and everybody's like just getting pumped up, yeah, before the swim. So even that is the two songs.
What is the funniest moment you remember during a race?
This is like an awkward one, but do you know the sportaloos in the race? Yeah. So one person had unlocked it, and I opened it, and I closed it back, and I went to the other one. And there was this other person who was just looking and laughing at this whole thing.
Funny moment for the bystanders, but a traumatic moment for the person in the loop. A sport you would love to watch, but you would never want to play.
I love to watch gymnastics. Yeah,
But then you would never want to play.
maybe not anymore.
What's your go-to comfort meal post race?
Rice and dal.
You love rice and dal with a little bit of ghee, is it?
Yeah, because it's the only thing after the race that doesn't hurt my throat or my stomach. Like it's easy to digest. Also, also after every race, I have like this thing where I choose like the best food that I can have. So for New Zealand, it was I had a burger, and for Germany, it was doner kebab.
Oh, nice.
But comfort food is rice and dal.
So where's your next Ironman? And what is the kind of food you want to have there?
So I haven't decided my next one yet, but if it is Japan, I would probably have sushi. And if it is somewhere in North America, it would probably be pizza or pasta. I like pasta more, yeah.
What kind of pasta is it? White sauce,
White sauce, yeah.
red sauce, white sauce? Yeah, okay. Okay, the next question would be if you were not an Ironman, what's another title that you would love to earn?
I think I could do this with the Ironman also. Like I would like to like continue my education and do a doctorate and do a PhD and get doctor.
Oh, so it'll be Dr. Renee. Okay, good. Good. So that brings us to the end of our fourth segment. So this brings us to the last segment of the podcast where we would want to understand what beyond this. Uh, so you said that you wanted to do Ironman across continents. and that's a very unique bucket list to have. But where did you get this drive from?
So actually, my coach has done it. He's done an Ironman on every continent, and also the current record for the youngest person to do this is 26. And I think with the way I'm going, I could do it by the age of 21. So when I do that, I will be the youngest female athlete to do an Ironman on every continent, uh, and I'll set a new world record. So
Wonderful. That's an amazing uh, thing to have on the bucket list, because as I was talking to you, this is not a regular bucket list. Right? Lot of people, me for example, I would want to go to Norway to watch the Northern Lights, but I like uh, it's a very unique thing to have in the bucket list, and I hope that you achieve that and you tick it off the list. Uh, so, just like you mentioned, your goal in terms of sports, what is your goal in terms of studies?
academics, I want to finish my BSc in data science and applications from IIT Madras. So I'm going to do that by 2027. And also, I want to achieve that, I want to set that new record before I graduate from IIT Madras. And also, I want to do the Comrades Ultra Marathon before I graduate. And after after that, I would like to do my masters. I would like to do an integrated PhD and continue studying.
And what would you want to do for the sports community?
I really want to inspire like the next generation of female athletes, and I want to encourage them to have to dream big and to have like to not be afraid of having bold dreams that scare you. Like it's completely normal, and and if you work towards it, if you're dedicated, if you're consistent, and if you give it your like 100%, you can achieve it. You can achieve anything you set your mind to.
Wonderful. That's a great thing to have on your bucket list again, because as much as we see in India, there are a lot of women, a lot of girls who dream of achieving certain things in sports and also in life, but they do not have the right support system, or there is no good infrastructure to enable them to achieve that. So that there are a lot of variables or factors that come into play when people set out to achieve their dreams, especially in terms of sports. And as much as I'm a cricket buff, I would really want other sports to also be as highlighted as sports like cricket are, because I think even the other sports people are putting in as much or even more effort into achieving what they are achieving, and I think they need to be recognized by the public as well as the government too. So yeah, yeah, go on.
Yeah, as you said, like it's very important to have a good support system. It's very important to have like a good circle of family, friends, coaches, and they kind of help you achieve your goals, that they motivate you and they help you be the best version of yourself. So I'm very thankful that I have my parents and they have supported me, I mean my journey, like my sports journey and my sister's sports journey, because she is a national level artistic skater. So they've so it I'm very lucky to have them and to grow up with that kind of support. I know not everybody has that. So I kind of want to change that, and I want to show that it's possible to balance sports with academics, and it is an option.
We wish that you do it, and check this off your bucket list.
Yeah.
If you were to meet uh, a young girl who has just finished her 5K and wants to go further and does not really know how to do it, what would you tell her? What would be the advice that you would give her?
I would tell her to believe in herself
Yeah.
and to love what you do, because both of those things help a lot to achieve your goals. It helps you stay focused, stay consistent, and stick to your plan. So just believe in yourself and just be consistent with your training, and then you can achieve anything you set your mind to, like 10K, 21, full marathon, 50K,
Yeah.
more than that, 100K. I mean, you can do it.
So, what is that one belief or mantra that you carry with you in sports or in life?
I think it's just keep going, because even the small steps count, and you, even though they are small steps, you're still moving ahead, and that's better than staying at where you are. So just keep going is something I say to myself during my race, during the tough times, during the tough days, tough training sessions, sometimes when I'm feeling low. That's what I say to myself. So just keep going.
I think that brings us to the end of the podcast. And thanks a lot, Renee, because it was a great learning experience for me as well. And I'm pretty sure everybody who's watching the podcast would resonate with me and would agree with me because um, as I said before, somebody who's this young and who has achieved so much already, it is very inspiring. Uh, and it'll inspire, and I'm hoping that you tick off everything from your bucket list. You travel across continents, have great food after your Ironman. Check the other thing of your bucket list as well, that you would want to inspire the next generation of women or girls who would want to do something in a similar field. And we wish you all the best with everything that you want to achieve, sports, academics, and in personal life. So thanks a lot.
Yeah, I think that the encouraging young girls to follow their dreams is like a very important one. And it's kind of personal to me, because I want them to know that it's okay to have like dreams that scare you, and to just keep going. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And as we just spoke a while back, if the dreams don't scare you, maybe you should uh, dream better.
Yeah, they have to scare you a little bit. That's how you know that it's worth going for. Yeah.
And I think the dreams that really scare you are challenging dreams. And unless you challenge yourself, you will not feel that you've achieved something.
Yeah. They need to be worth it.
Thanks a lot, Renee, for your time. And we wish you all the best.
That was Renee. Proof that resilience doesn't always roar. Sometimes it keeps moving one lap, 1 mile, one choice at a time. Her journey reminds us that setbacks aren't the end of the story. Sometimes they're just a different starting line. If this conversation has nudged you to rethink your own limits or even lace up for something that you have been putting off, hold on to that. She showed us that finish line is not just a point, it is who you become on your way there. Thank you so much for listening to us, and stay tuned for more stories that goes beyond boundaries. Thank you.